bud.
Using the same care he takes with Murphy.
He's 15 and old, and totally a sweetheart.
Dan Wolf treasures his Chesterfield community, always checking to make sure his neighbors and his family are safe.
I never know how he's going to be at any given time.
So passing news that Chesterfield's top elected officials voted 3-2 in September to approve the expansion of a landfill near his daughter's school.
I had no idea that this was going on.
That captured his attention.
This is a great example of where, when we're not paying attention, things happen. Things happen that change your community for the worse.
The Skin Quarter landfill is hidden from view off Hull Street Road in the fast-growing Mosley area. But the expansion site sits less than a mile from Grange Hall Elementary and several new subdivisions. Back when a Chesterfield board approved zoning for a landfill here 30 years ago, this part of the county looked a lot different.
It was rural. I'm not so sure that the board in 1988 had any idea that the growth would be the way it is today.
Steve Ellswick is the county supervisor for this district. He voted against the landfill's application to expand from just tree waste to construction and demolition debris.
What I don't believe is that we should be tied to bad decisions that were made by a board of supervisors 30 years ago.
But Ellswick says state law forbids the board from changing the original zoning decision.
Once it's zoned, it's zoned.
The main concern for some is traffic. Specifically, the number of trucks that will be driving in and out of the landfill.
I read the same study, 500 to 600 trucks. That's insane.
The owners of the landfill point to a VDOT report, which found Hull Street Road was more than sufficient to accommodate the traffic increase caused by the expansion. But that study was conducted 11 years ago.
The area of concern around 288 Hull Street corridor, we do know that there are deficiencies there, and the county is working on improvements to that interchange. So there is adequate capacity.
Dan Wolf and others we spoke with say they're also concerned that some of the new debris will be trucked in from out of state. In fact, the permit allows the landfill to accept refuse from sites up to 600 miles away from Chesterfield. And some neighbors are worried about the environmental and health impacts of the addition of construction waste to the landfill. But the county says any such fear is unfounded.
We did not find any reason that this would be a risk to the public environmentally or safety-wise.
After all, that type of waste typically does not produce any gases or odors, and the landfill will have synthetic top and bottom liners and a dust suppressant. Still, Ellswick says he hears his constituents' concerns, but at least for now, he's willing to give the landfill the benefit of the doubt.
I have all the competence in DEQ and county staff, and I've had a conversation with the operator of the landfill, and he ensures that he wants to be a good citizen, a good corporate citizen, and that they will run the landfill according to DEQ and county requirements.
But Dan Wolf says
Come on, bud.
he and his neighbors will remain on guard.
I want to raise awareness and try to build up community interest and involvement in keeping an eye on this. This is a long-term problem.
A spokesperson for the county tells me they will inspect Skin Quarter at least semi-annually for compliance, and so will the state. However, the company will only be required to inspect 5% of incoming trucks for prohibited waste. Ellswick says he has spoken to the owner about the traffic concerns, and he was told they anticipate about 50 to 60 trucks per day. He also says that opponents of the landfill expansion could only stop it if they file a civil lawsuit and are able to convince a judge that it poses a serious threat to their health or property. Working for you, I'm Melissa Hipolit for CBS 6.